Hi everyone, Ashlyn with Sympathetic Soap here, ready to do some more soap cutting. This is one of the batches of Cranberry Fig that I did last night. And this was done doing the spoon method. Basically you just take a spoon and kind of plop and drizzle and swirl. Alright, let's go ahead and start cutting into these and we'll see what we get. Alright guys, so this is the Cranberry Fig. It's got really the tartness of cranberries and a little bit of the sweetness of the fig. It has a little bit of blood orange and some pink grapefruit. And it's very, I mean it's Christmassy to be sure, holiday style, but it's a scent that I could see being used throughout the year, not necessarily just for the holidays. And it's got a pretty heady aroma. It's got a good strength to it, which I can always appreciate. Alright, let's take a look and see what we have. Okay, both of these are, let's see if we can, sorry about the glare, the lack of light. It's at night here and I just put the baby down and this is prime cutting time, unfortunately. So I don't have a lot of the natural light to rely on from the ambient light from the outside. So I made several batches of soap yesterday, 2 of which were this Cranberry Fig, and I ended up using coconut oil, palm, avocado oil, and then olive oil. I've been using shea a lot in my soaps, but I kind of wanted to, I'm always just trying to nail down that perfect formula of soap. So I really like the way that these swirls turned out. And I really like this color of red with the green. I just used red oxide, the red brick oxide, and the chromium green. And yesterday I was thinking that the red was going to be more of a brown, but I really like the way that it turned out. It's holiday-ish, it's festive. But again, I mean, I could see this being something to sell throughout the year. Almost like a zebra effect. I love that. I had my husband helping me with the Cranberry Figs, at least, that I did yesterday. And we were really just kind of plopping down some colors, and then he'd go over it with another color, and then I'd go over his until I realized, well, we're not really drizzling or gonna have really much intricacy with these swirls, but even so, I think they turned out really great. And it was nice being able to, work on the soaps with my husband. A little bit of quality time. And then that's what the back looks like. Alright, I'll put this on a brief pause while I get the other one unmolded and we'll be back to cut the other. Alright guys, let's go ahead and cut into the second Cranberry Fig. I mean, I know I just talked about this one, but I always think it's fun to see how the swirls develop in every batch of soap. And you might notice that these colors are showing a little bit more true than the last one I just cut. And that is because I decided to put a lamp behind me. That's right, folks. The wonder of technology and electricity. Oh yeah, these swirls look awesome. I'm very pleased with the way these turned out. My husband's standing here right next to me. What do you think, honey? You can't see it. He just gave a thumbs up. He's a little shy, folks. So for all you other, soapers out there that are watching this, do you guys find that you end up having more than one hobby? Because I find that it seems to be the case when you have one type of a craftiness going on, that it tends just to expand and spread out. Like I just started taking up well, I haven't actually taken anything up yet. I've bought a lot of materials for jewelry, beading, and that kind of thing. And of course that always lends itself to other hobbies. Looking at the jewelry making, I started really getting into the way that the metal smithing part of it worked. So I thought that would be kind of fun, stamping out your own metal. So it's kind of tricky with the way these hobbies can spread and grow. My husband, he really likes to, well, he's getting back into, I should say, the brewing, brewing beer, brewing cider, that kind of thing. So maybe it's just crafty people tend to find each other. And of course, then you have a house full of crafts. Yeah, these swirls are great. I think these look awesome. And the smell in here is just amazing. It's got that tartness of the cranberry. Mm. And just like with all the cold process soaps that we here at Sympathetic Soap make, it takes a good 4 to 6 weeks to cure. There's really not a good way to hasten or speed up that curing process. So, and from my understanding, the saponification process of it usually can happen within, the first, I think I heard it was like the first 30 minutes even, like the 90% of it. But then, the rest of it takes time over that curing process. And also the curing process helps evaporate that excess water, gives you a harder bar of soap, makes it last longer. And don't quote me about that saponification process happening in the first 30 minutes. That's just what I've heard. I haven't done, of course, the research myself, but that's just what I've heard. So you always want to make sure you give it a good cure, 4 to 6 weeks. Even doing hot process, 4 to 6 weeks is a good solid, standby. All right, guys. Well, that was the Cranberry Fig. I hope you enjoy watching the cutting, and I'll be back shortly with another video. Until then, happy soaping.